We want privacy. We want privacy.
I like South Park.
Yeah.
I like
South Park
things.
is the best.
South Park rules.
They fucking rule.
Did you see what they just did?
What'd they do?
They went at Harry. They went at Harry and Meghan.
She's suing
And they're
him.
trying to sue him. It's like, don't
What are you?
fucking
You're suing South Park.
kick that
really?
hornet's nest. Do not.
Really?
Oh my God! Yeah, you're just gonna
Really?
empower them to go harder.
Pretty brilliant episode.
Not suing, just mad. Not
Just
suing.
mad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they made an official statement that we are angry.
Yeah, it just says, yeah.
Which was
we're not
exactly
suing, it's all nonsense. But
What the
she's
episode
very mad.
was.
Oh, okay.
It's exactly what they were making fun of him for.
She'll
Yeah,
sit
they
and
nailed
watch it, and she's mad. But
Well, you know what's going on. Someone wanted a lot of attention, and now they got it.
Joe Rogan isn't holding back anymore, and this time Meghan Markle is in his crosshairs. What started as a cartoon joke from South Park turned into a full-blown PR disaster for Meghan, and Joe Rogan tore the whole thing apart piece by piece. In his usual unfiltered style, Rogan exposed the irony, hypocrisy, and desperation behind Meghan's reaction to being satirized. And let's be clear, this wasn't about a cartoon. This was about control. And when Meghan lost control of the narrative, she lashed out the only way she knows how by trying to silence her critics.
For those of you who are listening, that was the cartoon Meghan and Harry holding their placards, their protesting signs saying, "We want privacy, we want privacy." Okay. And then we've got the twerking video. So we're going to take a look at this together.
Back to back.
Back to back.
I mean, if they're looking at that and think this is clever,
Yeah.
I mean, are they stupid or what?
Well, I think
Because
they
I just
are.
think because it just looks like it's in such poor taste, and yet she thinks that she's a princess and has the right almost to be HRH, although officially
Meghan Markle in allegedly a labor and delivery room with her loser of a husband, pregnant and twerking to allegedly induce labor. I saw this and I sent an emergency 911 text to Kinsey.
Yeah, I know.
How's
right?
that work?
Well, I'm a little upset with Prince Harry, but other than that, it's working out really well.
Are you mad that he left the throne or whatever the fuck he did?
No, I mean,
Doesn't it make sense?
well, it probably makes sense because I don't know that he's the sharpest tool in the box, and he's probably thinking we can make a lot more money if. But they're not supposed to make any money off of being a member of the royal family.
And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
I haven't heard that term in a while. She's a harlot. Almost.
She's well, harlot's bad, right? She's just powerful. She's
Actually, that's a good point. Harlot and temptress.
Yeah, I think harlots are. Wasn't there some speculation that she was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time? There was like photos with her and Prince Andrew way back in the day when she was like in her early 20s. That's the big distraction.
That's the big distraction right there.
There's a war room apparently in England where they're trying to figure out what to do.
Oh, really?
I heard Did you hear about that? No. Yes. There's a war room.
I think I
The
tuned out.
royals.
The
The
Royal War
royals
Room.
have got they're about to go to war.
Well, the wanker is, he's put out this book, Spare, or whatever it's called. Yeah, I guess everybody falls down one side or the other. Do you support Harry and Meghan? Do you not?
Here it is. The royals set up a war room to discuss Prince Harry's memoir.
Some Taliban commander is now trolling Harry over his talk about the Afghans that he killed. And I got to look it up. But
What has he said about the Afghans he killed? This is why he was a pilot?
yeah, this is while he was over there on duty. I don't know to what degree. I again, full disclosure, haven't read the book.
Taliban leader responds to Prince Harry's reported claim in Spare that he killed 25 fighters in Afghanistan.
I mean, who does that? Who talks? I mean, again,
Very strange.
it's very strange.
But it's also very strange that he was, essentially infiltrated by a very ambitious actress. She used to be on
Was
Deal or
he
No
infiltrated?
Deal. She was one of the Deal
Is that
or No Deal
technically
ladies.
the way it works? Is he
I think
infiltrated
so.
or was she infiltrated?
Well, it depends on who's
yeah.
getting pegged.
Yeah.
The South Park episode titled The Worldwide Privacy Tour mocked a royal couple begging for privacy while doing interviews, book deals, and promotional stunts to stay relevant. Sound familiar? Even though the characters weren't named Harry and Meghan, it was obvious who the show was targeting. The voice, the outfits, the storyline, everything was a clear jab at the former royals. But instead of laughing it off or ignoring it, Meghan reportedly explored legal options. Yes, she allegedly wanted to sue South Park, a show built entirely on satire, and that's where Joe Rogan came in with his brutal takedown. Joe called it what it was, a complete overreaction that proved South Park's point. The episode mocked Meghan and Harry for constantly demanding privacy while staying in the spotlight. And what did Meghan do? She threw gas on the fire, putting herself back in the headlines over a cartoon. Rogan didn't just laugh at the absurdity, he broke down exactly why Meghan's lawsuit threats exposed her true priorities. She doesn't want privacy, she wants control. And when anyone dares to mock or question her, she resorts to damage control through press statements and legal threats instead of accountability. It's not just about South Park either. Rogan dove into Meghan's entire pattern, how she spins every story to make herself the victim, how she frames every criticism as an attack, and how she weaponizes sympathy to escape scrutiny. Joe pointed out that real public figures, people like politicians, actors, and even other royals, deal with mockery all the time. It comes with the territory. But Meghan, she wants all the perks of being famous with none of the consequences. She wants the crown without the criticism. That's not how public life works. And it's not just Joe Rogan saying this. The backlash came from all angles. Journalists, comedians, and even royal insiders who saw Meghan's reaction as tone-deaf and self-important. Instead of brushing it off, she amplified it. Instead of ignoring the episode, she made sure the entire internet watched it. Clips went viral, memes exploded, hashtags like #Meghan meltdown trended worldwide. Millions of people who didn't even know about the episode went looking for it just to see what all the fuss was about. Meghan turned a cartoon into a global headline, and not in a good way. Joe Rogan also pointed out the deeper issue, Meghan's relentless need to control every narrative she's a part of. From her interviews with Oprah to her Spotify podcast, everything is carefully curated. The lighting, the questions, the guest list, it's all staged to protect her image. But when South Park came in with an unscripted, brutal roast, she couldn't handle it. Rogan said it best. If you want to be taken seriously, don't sue cartoons. Because once you go after satire, you don't just look insecure, you look out of touch. And Meghan's credibility is already hanging by a thread. Her Spotify deal got canceled, her Netflix projects aren't gaining traction, her new business ventures are already facing backlash. Joe noted how she keeps launching rebrands, hoping the world forgets the last one flopped. But the public sees through it now. The pattern is obvious. Every time things go wrong, Meghan blames the media, the royals, or society at large. It's never her. She always plays the misunderstood outsider, when in reality, she's controlling the spotlight with both hands. But Rogan didn't stop there. He questioned why Meghan and Harry still use royal titles after stepping away from the monarchy. Why do so many of their former staff members quit? Why do their own families keep their distance? These aren't coincidences, these are signs that something deeper is wrong. Meghan wants to live like a celebrity while still invoking royal respect. She wants to be seen as oppressed but also admired. Rogan pointed out the contradiction. If you're always the victim in every situation, maybe the problem isn't everyone else. Maybe it's you. Even Prince Harry is starting to look uncomfortable. His interviews have become increasingly defensive, his statements more inconsistent. He says he wants to make peace with his family, but Meghan keeps pulling him deeper into lawsuits and drama. Joe suggested Meghan is isolating him, not just from the monarchy, but from reality. And now, instead of building a new life, they're trapped in this endless cycle of publicity stunts and public backlash. The very spotlight they claim to flee from is the one they can't stop chasing. In the end, Meghan Markle didn't lose because of South Park. She lost because she revealed how fragile her image really is. She tried to silence humor and ended up becoming the joke. Rogan made it clear, if you live in the public eye, you've got to take the heat. And if your empire is built on perfectly filtered PR, one cartoon can bring it crashing down. Meghan tried to control the narrative one last time, and instead, she handed her critics all the proof they needed. She's not just out of touch, she's out of options.